Hello, all, and welcome to episode 2 of The Witcher Trolled in Asheberg. When last we met, our heroes um, had made their way into town, found out that the townsfolk were gathering every night in the tavern because the mayor had recently died, and ever since the mayor died, there had been creatures coming out every night, basically ransacking the area, laying waste to and slaughtering everything that was alive. You were hired by the dwarven barkeep to clear the area to make sure everything was nice and safe. You were offered 100 crowns for starting it, 100 crowns when the job was complete. You stepped out, did some investigation, looked around the Lord's Manor where our Witcher, is it Cazamor, right? Did I get it right this time? Yeah, woohoo! I'll get it eventually.
You did it. You got it in two. Good job.
So where Cazamor discovered that the drowners were behaving a little strangely by going into the house to search, but also by trying to carry away some of their spoils. Normally drowners eat where they stand. As you were investigating, you also discovered that there was some damage on the front of the house that was consistent with that of a rock troll, like banging on the wall. In addition to all of this, you went down, followed the trail, got down by the river where our mage, Era, sensed heavy magical pollution, as if some energy left over from the skirmish at Lochmuin may have polluted the area, causing all sorts of mutations and strangeness. It was about that time that a group of drowners came up from the water and assailed your party. While the Witcher fought and the Mage tossed some fire around, the Druid pulled together magical energies to increase the magical power and potential in the area, which allowed greater spellcasting, but also seems to have perhaps exacerbated the pollution. And the bard daringly stabbed one or two drowners and ran around screaming rather loudly. Does that sound like a relatively accurate depiction of the story so far?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. So now that you have all completed your fight, I believe a few of you are relatively severely wounded. So what would you all like to do?
Heal.
Do any of you have any healing spells or potions?
Yes. I have Swallow, which I have to double check what happens if I take that when my toxicity is at 75.
I just have I have a surgeon kit and some like clotting powder and sterilizing fluids and stuff.
And just to be clear and refresh my memory, none of you had any critical wounds, correct? Those were all inflicted on drowners?
Mm-hmm.
I believe so.
Cool. So just to do a straight up standard healing, the way that works is you can make a healing hands or first aid roll. Just a straight up DC 14 healing hands or first aid roll on the person that you would like to heal. Medical tool. Magic works a little differently. If there's potions in play, if there's spells in play, there are some different, and if anybody's suffering critical wounds, some different things come into play. But otherwise, it's just a healing hand.
Who currently looks the worst at the moment? You?
Oh,
Yeah, definitely
yeah,
her.
by far, yeah.
Okay.
She's beat to shit.
All right. So I'm gonna
My beautiful face.
I'm gonna assess her wounds first. So what's going on with you? What am I looking at here?
I had a stabbed in the leg, and I also had like from my face, like they attacked the side of my face that's already pretty damaged.
Okay.
So I have only 20 points of health left out of my 45.
All right. So we're going to work on the leg here. You got stabbed, or did you get in the leg, or just clawed in the leg?
It says I wrote down stabbed, but it was a drowner, so clawed.
Oh, okay.
I think is more accurate, right?
All right. So yeah, let me just.
Unless it was Cazamor.
But that
Let me
stabbed you in
just-
the leg?
Excuse me.
Like you missed and stabbed me in the leg.
No, that was very
Given the way
much.
I was rolling last game, I don't think he would have kept the leg if I had done that. Like,
That's true.
it would have been a Black Knight situation. Like, sorry.
Just but a flesh wound.
Travis, is she like bleeding heavily from it, or?
I mean, she's in not good shape. She could use some medical attention. Now, with the first aid, unless you have access to magic, just with the first aid / healing hands roll, that just allows her to start her natural healing process. The way healing works in The Witcher is if you don't get healing, you don't fucking heal. That's so. Step one is let her heal, and then she is make the check, and then step two is her natural recovery starts taking place. Again, that gets more into, if there's critical wounds and stuff, more things come into play. But at the end of the day, and healing hands is the doctor's skill, so it would just be the first aid check is what.
And I didn't take Ritual of Life, so that's I can't cast that to help with this. So it'll be a simple roll, kind of. All right, so let me just get in here and my dear, you are not doing well here. Let me just see what I can do here. And I'm gonna pull out lay out the surgeon's kit in front of me and start working on her leg first.
All right. Go ahead and give me that.
15.
All right. Should be good.
All right.
So any loss of blood, any sort of difficulties that would be happening have been averted, so it's not going to get worse unless it gets re-wounded.
I'm also going to use a sterilizing fluid on her leg.
Does that give you a bonus or anything? Or?
It actually boosts her healing rate to +2.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, and then I'm going to take a look at her face and kind of assess that one as well. All right, so this is definitely not good. Not good at all.
Don't say that.
It's fine.
What?
It matches your other side.
So that'd be a 19.
Okay. Same result. You've basically got it sealed. Are you using the same equipment as well?
Mm-hmm.
You've got it so that the bleeding is stopped. Looks like she's unlikely to gain infection. The wound is effectively stable. She'll start healing, and again, so your total recovery rate. You won't need to use a second dose of the
sterilizing
fluid because that just it either applies or it doesn't. So you'll heal your recovery +2 when you rest.
Okay.
So so how do I know how much I heal right now?
You don't heal anything right now.
Oh, it's just over time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Short of potions, healing is slow. Did you want to look at the bard as well?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, I took no damage
Excuse me.
whatsoever.
Oh, did you
Good
manage
God.
to avoid being hurt?
Yeah,
Um,
the 2 attacks that went against me, neither of them went above my stopping power, so nothing
Oh.
got through.
Right on. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, you give the bard a quick look and see that there's nothing wrong.
Okay. All right. Nothing wrong with you except for maybe a case of the crazy, but you'll be fine.
There were fucking things coming out of the water. What do you expect? Of course I'm not okay. It's fucking crazy here. What is this shit?
Yeah.
You'll see.
I'm right there with you. Kind of.
Are you okay?
I'm perfectly fine.
Oh, no. Very good.
Utilize the landscape around you. Yeah, running around flailing. I don't know.
Beneficial. I'm not hurt, am I?
For now.
Fair point. Is that a threat?
Is that a bread?
And did you get a chance, Cazamor,
Excuse
to
me,
look
yeah.
up? No, don't die. To look up the effects of
Toxicity?
trying to drink swallow when your toxicity is that high?
So I think it should be fine so long as I let the other one expire. I guess my question is, how many doses of these potions do I have?
How many
I just
doses
have-
were listed in your equipment?
It says that you start, so it might be I only start with 1.
That's probably, and then you have the formulae for them.
Okay.
And then you can either, if you can create more, you can create more. If you don't have the components to create more, you don't.
Okay. So in that case, I'm gonna abstain from that because I've only got 4 hit points of damage, which is a pretty easy little patch job with a needle and thread.
Okay. And you do know that non-witchers can drink swallow. It's just not always necessarily safe for them to do so.
Yeah, it's like a last resort, right? Like, because it'll work or it won't,
Right.
and it really won't if it really won't.
What happens if it doesn't work?
They die usually,
Oh,
Well,
that's
or something like that. But
I
if they're
think
gonna
it's
die anyway,
quite that bad, but
it's pretty bad. The other potions are way worse than swallow.
they become poisoned instead of being healed.
Oh, you're that's it. But if they're dying anyway, I mean,
Yeah. Like swallow just makes you right. You pour swallow down somebody who's not a witcher's throat, like if they're knocking on heaven's door. Like, here's a good chance. Hope cross your fingers.
Okay. So in that case, I guess like Cazamor will. I mean, he's got a little time. It's just a wounded leg. He can limp around at the moment. He's gonna go around to the drowners and just start collecting like drowner brains, drowner hearts, because those things can be sold as aphrodisiacs.
Okay. Well, and you can also
And,
use them as alchemical components as well.
Nice. Yeah, I'm taking a look right now to see what I can do with it. The formula system's really interesting in this game. But he's gonna try to like collect as much as he can while he's limping around. Hopefully won't start just like bleeding on everything. He might. But
That's fair. And so there were 9 drowners in total.
mm-hmm.
Let me just triple check here and see if there's any. If I'm not mistaken, you just get the components, right? Is there a check to forage for those components?
I don't know actually. Harvest animal? Like
I would assume it would come
in
from.
Runner's bits.
I would assume, at least in your case, you would either roll your Witcher training or
I think
knowledge.
that seems pretty good.
But
Do you want me to do that?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and roll Witcher training now, and I'll look that up while I also explain. You actually, to learn new matches you'd asked before we started, learning new spells and the like, they each have a IP value, and then you can actually gain like documentation and things that give you IP specifically towards learning them.
Oh, okay.
So research and then just spending XP on them.
Is
Right.
this like
IP
D&D where you can give people advantage if you help them loot the bodies or whatever?
I don't believe there's any sort of a
There we go.
teamwork advantage for like investigation. You would basically make separate checks. Here we go.
So I got a 13 on that. Oh, pardon me, a 17 on that total.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. I would say that should allow you to do it no problem.
Yeah, and it looks like they have tongues, brains, and essence of water.
Excellent.
And the Drowner Brain Stew is a powerful aphrodisiac. It is listed in their entry as well, so nice, I guess.
Yes, that could come in very handy
Right, you never know.
for a more debauchery.
Always, right? Okay, so I need purple.
And does that also list like if it's vitriol, rebus, aether?
It does not, actually, at least not right there. And there's no mutagens in these guys. So essence of water. Let me see what that qualifies as. So I'm sure that probably is essence of water. Oh, Drowner Tongue counts as something for building, for sure. And so does Drowner Brain, counts as a rebus. Yep. And essence of.
Yeah, I assume that all of those you'll have to look into the then there's the charts that have like what's a rebus, what's a yada yada.
Nice. So yeah, just let me know how many of each I get, and I can start pickling them, I guess.
Yeah, we'll just assume that you're able to salvage. Let's see. I distinctly recall you splitting two of their heads like ripe melons. So
Yeah.
minus those two brains, you can probably get everything else.
Nice. And it says that each one is 1d6 divided by 2 for the amount of essence of water that I can get out
Excellent.
of each one.
So roll 96 and divide it by 2.
Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, can I just do that on Astral? Nope, it doesn't calculate it for me. So 27 divided by half, so 13.
Yep.
Pretty good. Nice. All right. I will spend some time collecting that and trying to figure out what the hell that means.
Okay. As you're gathering those things together, you all kind of hear approaching footsteps from the north. Or I guess the south, I should say, because that's the direction town is in. If you look over, you can start to see like the glow of torchlights, but it's in the distance.
Here's where we find out if they try to fuck us or not.
Anything that you'd like to do as they're approaching?
Sheath this. You know what? No, they need to see this looking cool. So I'll keep my sword out so it's still dripping with Drowner blood and stuff, so it looks rad. Maybe actually even smear a little bit of blood on my. You know, I'm already covered with viscera, so I'm good.
I'll
Right.
walk over to the Cazamor and just kind of whisper, be like, "Didn't you say something about the troll?
Mm-hmm.
Should we
Let's
be
wait and see
worried
how they
about that?"
react first. Then we'll play it by ear.
Okay.
Someone's lying to us. Just wait for the guys to show up, I guess.
Right.
I just whisper to everybody, remember, I am not a mage. Just remember, I'm like looking at you, Bard.
You
No mage. There's no mage here.
see the barkeep kind of walking up, trying to keep pace, but the humans are definitely rushing. And the barkeep says, "Are you all right? We saw flames leaping into the sky."
A simple Witcher trick.
One of the townsfolk says, "Doesn't look very simple from where we were standing, sir."
Simple for me. Simple for us.
Barkeep like walks by and like slaps the dude on the waist with his like bar rag. He's like, "Quiet yourself! Don't be insulting the man for working his trade." Steps over, walks kind of past Caine, up to stepping kind of gingerly over drowner bodies. Makes his way over to Cazamor. He says, "Well, I'm glad that you made it. You're in one piece, and it looks like you may have taken care of our problems after all." And he leans in a little bit, and he says, "Townsfolk are a bit skittish about that fire that was flying about. If you're traveling with a mage, I suggest you tell them to keep a lid on it."
Mm-hmm.
What?
Do the townsfolk want me to make sure the bodies are incinerated? If you want another demonstration, I can show you.
They look at each other and say, I guess that'd be all right. And they all kind of take a couple of steps back.
Cool. I'll let the bodies get like stacked up, and then it'll be a smaller one so as not to risk anything.
All right.
I'll just do a little Igni, just to just to try to sell it a little bit. How the hell do I do that? So it's like, what is that?
So to use your Igni sign, I believe,
casting?
Yeah, you roll. I believe you roll spellcasting.
Looks like.
And you spend stamina up to your vigor.
Cool. I will spend 2 stamina into that then. And that gets me... I got a 17 on the roll to do it. Because I keep rolling 4s today.
Then yeah, you're in good shape. Now, that ritual that you had cast, is that still affecting things? Is it still active?
Yeah, it's still active. I
cool.
haven't expelled it yet.
So
Well,
you do...
hell yeah,
You do feel that like you can channel more vigor into it if you want to.
yeah, let's do this. Let's make it a bit bigger. And if it spoops him, it spoops him. So, so that raises it by 2 or 3.
Your vigor in general gets boosted to, I believe it was
+6.
+6, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
sure. Let's spend 8 stamina. Let's do this.
So you're just kind of like, almost like rapid fire peppering the area with Igni at this point.
Sure,
They
whatever
all
the hand
sort
sign
of,
is.
ooh, oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, Master Witcher. Sorry, Master Witcher. And I'll start backing up.
Fear not, it's not actually magic. Well, not mage magic anyway.
The barkeep walks over to you, Era, and says, "So, let me give you a hand, miss. You look like you've had the worst of it. This lot should know better than to bring a helpless lady out here in the middle of the night."
I know, right? What are friends for?
Looks like she's a librarian, for God's sake. Come on, let's go.
I follow him very gently. I'm like, oh, I'm a lady now.
Excellent. I just realized we had a player fall off.
Oh.
Hopefully he can get back in. In the meantime, I will try and get us a little bit cleaned up here and move us over to our narratives. So, in the meantime, while we are waiting to see if he hops back in, adjusting a couple
Oh,
of screens.
and he's back.
There he is.
He's back.
back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Don't know what happened.
No worries. Tech happens.
Technical difficulties.
As we say on the channel frequently, tech happens. So, you've been escorted basically back into the inn. As you're walking about, kind of walking up to the inn.
Shit.
Yes.
I had something I wanted to do back there.
Oh, what is it? What would you like
well,
to
I
do?
can't do it in front of the townsfolk. They'll
Oh.
they'll freak out. So, I actually have a spell that allows me to see what has exactly happened there in the past 2 days. And I wanted to utilize that.
Oh. You could. Do you want to try to, hang back? I mean, they seem to be, the townsfolk themselves seem like on the verge of pissing themselves.
Okay.
So they're probably not going to be too suspicious, and the barkeep is definitely making a show of escorting Era, and kind of telling the others to like clear the way, help the lady, yada, yada, like making that into a thing. So for you to hang back would not be a challenge, I don't think.
Okay. I'll kind of, as Cazamor starts to kind of follow, I'll
Limp.
grab him by the shoulder. Perhaps you stay back for a moment.
Why? What's going on?
I want to see what I can see here. It'll take me a few minutes, but while doing that, I believe
I'll watch you.
Yeah, you get the idea. And I will I'm gonna look to the water.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Hydromancy.
Okay.
And what that does is, hang on, let me scroll to it real quick because I had to scroll back up to read something else. What that does is it allows me to stare into a small body of water and glimpse an event that happened within the last 2 days or that is currently happening. Watching an event in the past uses a base DC of 15. If I'm trying to glimpse an event that is currently happening, it gets increased by 3. If I'm viewing a current event, then a magician present at that event can sense the augury with a magic training roll that beats my ritual crafting roll.
All right.
So, and the preparation time for it is 5 rounds, which is why I asked our Witcher friend to stay back.
Just in case of trouble.
Just in case, yeah.
Just in case Drowner 2 or Revenge of the Drowner.
Right, exactly.
So you're trying to look back 2 days into the river.
Yeah, to see what's basically happened that could have caused this.
So that was, I'm sorry, DC 17 was what the total wound up coming out to?
15 because I'm not looking at something going on currently.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
And it is let's see, ritual crafting. Okay, so here we go. And yeah,
Okay.
so that's 20.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you're looking back now, does this give you? Is this you're picking a point, or is this you're sort of sifting through the events?
At the moment, trying to sift through to locate like a specific event, like what caused everything to be all fucky here. Before me,
as you're sort of going backwards, you definitely get the impression that things have been fucky here for at least 2 days.
Okay.
The principal difference you see is that you note some growth, like in the various elements that are at play there. So, like, you can almost watch as you're sort of scrolling through, as it were, you can almost watch some of these mutations that are coming up from the magic kind of bloom a little bit.
Okay.
You do see the drowners each night kind of rise up from the water. Forgive me while I'm thinking with my light. And walk the shore. But beyond that, they don't actually seem to be terribly... there's not a lot going on. They're not terribly active. Mainly, your guess would be because they have already eaten everyone. Everybody else is hiding inside. And the mayor was taken more than 2 days ago.
Okay.
So not a whole lot.
Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. So
Sound effects.
sound effects. So my after casting it, kind of, I'm kind of picturing like an Undertaker thing where the eyes roll back in the head and everything, or they just go white as I'm viewing these events. And I come back and kind of shake my head. And I wasn't able to see much more than what we already knew, unfortunately.
Perhaps can you do that again?
At some point, yes.
Might be a good idea doing it near the house. See if we could find where that rock troll went.
Perhaps, yes. I may need to rest for a little bit, though. It does take an awful lot out of me.
Good. I should probably stitch this leg up.
I can assist you with that. We can do that when we get back, though.
It's not bleeding that badly. It's just a muscle wound.
I kind of
Can you walk?
goes like this with it. Yeah,
All
I think
right,
I'm fine to
come.
walk.
Come
I
on.
can walk. I can walk.
Just haul him up on his feet.
I start walking.
All right. You all make your way up. You're taken into the inn, given rooms on the house, the rest of your coin, and some rather, like, everybody kind of looks pensive at you. You know what I mean? They're a little concerned by your approach. Much more so when the Witcher actually comes in. Else. For those of you that went in first, basically the barkeep says, "The fire was just the Witcher, nothing to worry about. Back to your drinks." Is there anything you would like to do to try to affect the mood of the crowd, and or just things you would prefer to deal with when you arrive back at the bar, or are you just kind of taking your rooms and going to bed? Michelle or Sarah?
I think I need a drink or
Yeah.
several.
I would love a drink. Just as a point of order, though, I was curious. With him casting that ritual to check, I know he wanted to do it out of sight of the townsfolk, but they're not big on mages. Is it all magic in general? Like, would they be spooked by like druidic magic as well, or is that a little more
Under the normal run of things, druids and priests get along just fine.
Gotcha. But due to what happened in Lochmuin,
right? Like, you might not want to find out.
Yeah,
you know?
gotcha.
Like,
Fair enough.
It's kind of the stress level around right now. Normally, druids and priests are valued members of communities that aren't looked on in the same way as mages. Even prior to the latest incident in Lochmuin, mages have always kind of been feared by the people, just because of their walking artillery.
Right. Gotcha.
And some mages, especially in the north, one might say have been indiscreet with their power.
Fair.
There's stories, urban legends abound about somebody mildly insulted a mage, and so the mage turned them to salt, or blew them up.
Gosh,
Yeah.
turn them to salt. That's a new one. Oh, well, as soon as our Witcher friend is back and I am paid my 20 crowns, I would very much like to join you for a drink.
On our way back, I expel the ritual
Right,
and
beautiful.
gain my one unit of fifth essence by doing so.
Dope. You all walk in, the two of you walk in, and the bar gets even calmer and quieter. The barkeep does set the two of you up with drinks, kind of as the Witcher and the Druid are walking in, and just says, "It's on the house. You've done us a solid."
Quite gracious. Thank you.
Excellent.
Yeah. So you all walk in, all heads
No.
kind of turn your direction.
Our direction or the
No,
Witcher's
the
direction?
The Witcher's, for sure.
Why so glum? You can finally go on a moonlit stroll.
Why don't you make a persuasion check?
Ah, yeah, let's do it. Okay, so persuasion is... Oh, it's an empathy skill, you say? Okay, so and I take a what on
-4.
this?
-4.
That's a 7.
Excellent.
So, like, that's pretty good for him. Just saying, like...
Sure. There's some, like, not loud grumbling as people go back to their drinks. And the barkeep lays out keys for each of you.
Good. So I'll divide up the second bag of money, because he gave 100 crowns on the first one and then 100 on return.
Yes.
So I'll divide it up. I promised the bard 20, so I'll give the bard 20. I'll split the remaining 40 among the other two.
Okay.
For the face. Chink.
Oh, thank you. I've been like holding my face this entire time. Just shambles.
Excellent.
I'll look at Caine and I'll be like, "It is good ale. You're right."
How much did you give? Of that?
I gave you 40.
Okay, 40. Okay.
40.
And is there any other activities you all would like to engage in before the night is out? Despite the fact that the people have been told they can safely return home, none of them do, at least not at first. They kind of continue, they finish their drinks at the very least before the first group starts to wander out. And as the first group is leaving, barkeep says, maybe you ought go in groups just to be on the safe side. Maybe no smaller than 5, yeah? They all kind of look at each other and kind of nod and see them kind of grouping up. You're assuming by, like proximity of their homes and whatnot, they're trickling out into the night.
Cazamor,
No. You're right.
you want to look at the house?
If you don't mind, take a look at my leg first.
Yes. Yeah, I'll do the old check-in on the leg and whatnot.
Go up to the room real quick, drop off some supplies, drop trow. I'll stitch my pants while he stitches my leg. How's that?
You notice there's a bathtub. It's just the right size for you to lean in and put your feet up in.
Oh, that's good. I like to do that.
Go ahead and make that first aid check if you don't mind.
19.
Do I need to make it? Ooh, damn.
All right. You'll recover normally as well.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
I want to try to open the box that I took from the mayor's house.
Okay. Do you have lockpicks or anything like that?
Uh, should I have bought some? I didn't.
Only if you wanted to pick a lock.
Only if you
I took
specifically
the
were
box.
going to.
I didn't say I was gonna pick the lock. I said I was gonna try to open it.
Oh,
Do
how
we
we
have a crowbar?
does anybody have a crowbar in the group?
Oh, actually, what's
I
that?
have a dagger.
I have a dagger also. I'm trying to like open it with daggers
Okay, make
No.
like a child.
a lock picking check.
I have a horse actually as well, just in case it comes up later.
Mhm.
Get the
Well, I
one.
guess we could get the horse to kick the box open.
We could. Sorry, no, I was just looking at my. I don't have that. I've got a bunch of heavy stuff on the horse, and I'm like, oh wait, I have a horse.
Yeah, where is your horse?
We'll assume the
I
horse
guess-
is stabled. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in his own room.
So I don't have pick lock skills, so I just roll a d10 plus nothing
That would
plus
be
craft
plus,
skill
Plus craft skill.
plus 4. 12.
okay. You're clicking at it and messing with it, and you just can't quite get it. You don't like damage your blades or anything. You don't damage the lock, but you just can't quite make it work.
Well, I'm bored. And I put the box to the side.
Excellent.
Do you smoke?
Me? Yeah,
Yeah. Would you care to join me?
of course.
And I'm just gonna sit there
Sounds-
and light my pipe. I can share if you do not have one. I'm fine.
I have like
Not
a
afraid of
Cruella
germs.
de Vil.
Nice.
Excellent. You enjoy a smoke. You finish patching up. If there's no other things you'd like to do, you can all get yourselves a night of rest in, and that will allow you to heal. It's based, I believe, on your recovery. Yes.
Kelly, were we gonna wait to go look at the house, or are we gonna go now?
We should probably do it in the dead of night,
Yeah.
Okay.
just in case, right?
Do you want to take
Right.
the others, or do you want to just the two of you go?
I think we can make the offer to them and let them decide.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Which
So-
one do you want to check on first?
And whose room are the two of you smoking in, by the way?
I could smell pipe weed coming out from the mages.
I was thinking just at the bars, if it's okay.
Oh, I mean, that's fine.
All the
All right.
bar
It's not
downstairs.
Chicago.
It's that Chicago.
Yeah, you all you walk up to them. They're sitting there smoking. Era looks a little bit crestfallen, perhaps because of frustration for not being able to pick the box.
Perhaps there's a key at the house.
I'm no expert at it, but I could try. I've successfully done it a few times.
I shove the box towards him. Do your worst.
I'll give it a shot.
Do you have lockpicks and a lockpick skill?
No, I have neither of those. So this is probably gonna
Just like
fail.
me.
But I figured I would offer just to be nice.
Give it a shot. What's the worst could happen?
Exactly. I imagine he's done it successfully once or twice. Just out of pure luck.
And how many daggers do you personally have?
Just one.
Okay, so you're using one of yours and one of hers.
I have 2 daggers,
Right. He'll need to borrow one of yours to pick the lock.
of course.
Oh, it says my live chat is disconnected, so it did not send a roll.
Try hitting refresh.
Yeah, let me refresh it real quick. Oh, that's fine. It wants me to log back in. I guess when my Wi-Fi dropped out. There we
Oh,
go.
that'll happen. Yep.
Give me just a moment. Oh, you have to click start. Okay, here we go. Nope.
Nice.
5.
No, my dagger.
Yeah. So you snap one dagger, like in
Oof.
half. Even or odd, Melena?
Even.
Okay, it's your own dagger, fortunately. You snap in half.
I'm just going to take 5 of the crowns that I got and just slide them to her and not say anything and just kind of turn and
The box.
It was
kind
your
of-
dagger,
the
though,
box,
right? It was.
Yeah, it was your dagger that snapped, not hers.
oh, mine. Oh, gotcha.
And the
Oh,
box kind of
lovely.
flies off the end of her dagger as Cazamor and Caine come walking up. Cazamor like catches the box in his hand as it flies over your shoulder.
Oh, yeah. So I'll just turn and just sit there and smoke by myself and not look at anyone for a minute.
I like pat you on the shoulder. It was like, good effort.
What do you want me to do with this?
Do you have a pry bar?
Where are you from?
Got a pry bar?
Got a dagger.
A pry bar.
Wait, do I have a dagger? I don't have a dagger. Never mind. I probably have like a pocket knife.
Or
maybe.
a hammer.
Do I have a hammer? I have bolts, soap.
No.
I have a horse. I can get my horse to kick it. No.
I have a
What
dagger,
is
but
this
that's
box
all I
made
have.
of? Is it wood? I should probably not set it on fire.
Is there anywhere that you can grab so it's a thick box, probably probably what, like this big, like a reliquary or whatever they're called?
Like a jewelry box.
Can I just like manhandle it open, like just crack it like a coconut? Or do I
You
need
can
something
try.
to pry it open? I will try. I will just try to Chris Evans it open.
Yeah, let's find out if you are capable of doing that.
All right, so that's body and athletics, physique, probably physique.
Yeah, that sounds physique to me.
Physique.
Physique.
I'm at a -1 because I have an arrowhead in my pack. But let's try it. So total of plus. I got a nat 1.
Oh, lovely. You like go to dig into it, and you feel a shift in your shoulder. Like the angle is just wrong. That you've like moved the arrowhead for a second. The box hits the ground, and the Witcher like doubles over.
This is a strong box.
Are you going to be okay?
There.
Souvenir from a previous job.
Won't it just be like somebody's teeth or something weird in there that's not even valuable? A
Mhm.
glass eye, something very strange.
Pair of knickers.
Yeah.
Ow.
People always lock up the weirdest shit so tightly.
For God's sake.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Do you need me to fix you up again? Are you going
No,
to...
this is in the bone. It's going to be there until it falls off my bones.
It's in the bone. It's in the bone.
It's not. Yeah, it's not in a pleasant place.
This is the second Ace Ventura reference in 2 consecutive weeks. Very good.
God.
It's that kind of stream.
Yeah,
right.
Alrighty then.
All right. I'm gonna kind of scoop down, scoop up the box and
Master Elf, give it a try.
I pop my dagger into it.
Give it a shot.
Oh,
I was expecting the elf
no.
to just like use a key, just like, oh,
That's a 9.
Yeah, you like poke at it with the dagger a couple times, and there's just no
give on it.
there's no give to it. You're like, needs a
We're
key.
talking about the box. Okay. I thought you were saying you were digging the dagger into his shoulder to try and
Oh,
get
no.
the air. I was like,
Yeah.
There's
that-
no
Yeah,
give
yeah.
on
Yeah.
it.
There's no
Games,
give.
bro.
There's no give.
You even lift?
Yeah, that's why there's no give. There is only take.
Are you sure you're not some kind of Superman? Like a cavil of some kind?
I hear rumors that I am, and then rumors that I'm not. It goes in and out.
Oh,
But at least I
lovely.
can see my upper lip.
Have you been beaten up by a goat person recently?
Wrong Witcher.
So
Yeah,
you
fuck
have
that
all
guy.
spectacularly failed to open this box.
All
The
right.
greatest villain of the campaign was the box.
It's been the box the whole time.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Oh god.
We are.
Hi,
we need to go
guys.
look at a few things. Would you like to follow?
Yes.
Might
I
be.
will look for the key. This stupid box.
I keep a hold of it for a second. I'm gonna put this away so it doesn't hurt anybody else.
Yes,
Solid.
keep it.
I'll slip it into a little like side pack or something.
And you throw it in like a belt pouch, and you all make
Yeah.
your way across the street over to the Lord Mayor's. It's in the same condition it was. What specifically did you want to look at while you were here?
So while we're here, I kind of look at everybody. All right, well, we're gonna try this again, and I need everybody to kind of make sure nothing happens to me. And I just cast it again, and eyes roll back, and
He does
Are you
this all
doing-
the time.
the glow.
You
So
doing
I'm gonna
this
do
Out front of the house, inside the house, where
inside
in the
the
house?
inside the house. Probably
There's-
wherever when we get inside, like wherever we are, like as secluded as possible.
I mean, getting away from the windows isn't so much of a problem. There is the front, the bottom floor, which is where your investigations have been limited to so far, and there's an entire upstairs that you've not even gone into.
Okay. Do we want to do that on the bottom floor, or do we want to go up to the top floor?
Bottom floor is where we saw this thing. So if you can see out the window while you're on the bottom floor, but I don't know, maybe you get a better vantage point from the top floor.
Well, like it's like an area effect, so it's like the entire area around the house, basically, is
Okay.
how I'm picturing it. Like any events that happened the past 2 days around the house, I would basically see.
Okay. Whatever you think is best then. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we clear the upstairs first.
Mhm.
So like right as I'm about to cast it, I stop myself and I go, all right, let's clear upstairs first, make sure nothing is hiding.
Mhm.
Good plan.
All right.
So and then I'll kind of slap Cazamor on the ass and say, you first.
Nice.
All right, I'll go check upstairs.
All right. Go ahead and give me a deduction check.
Okay. Too many tabs open. One sec.
Sure.
Let's see. Deduction. Oh, it's pretty solid. 17, because I can only roll 17s or 1s tonight.
Nice. So as you're looking around, no one has been up here probably for a week, which stands to reason. And as near as you can tell, the last person that was up here was you're pretty sure, if everything has remained undisturbed, you have no reason to believe it hasn't, the child got up in the middle of the night, went downstairs, either to investigate a noise or to get a drink or to use a chamber pot. You're not sure why. But they went down somewhat casually, and from the look of it, you're assuming probably trying to not make a lot of noise. It looks, however, like the mayor dashed out of bed rather quickly, and sort of burst through the door and ran downstairs.
How many kids were there total?
Just the
There
one.
were just the one. Okay, and she was killed, right?
As far as you know, yeah, her and the mayor both were taken.
Taken. Not so there wasn't a body before.
Right, correct. No,
Because
they
the
took because
drowners
the
were-
drowners took them, which struck you as weird.
When you look through this, pay attention to what happens to the kid.
All right.
I have a sinking suspicion.
I'll save you a little, just for a little clarification stuff. You're well aware that the bodies were taken a week ago,
Mm-hmm.
so the 2 days isn't. He's not going to see anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fair.
About
Fair.
that. If anyone else has been in the area or any other thing else has happened around the property, you'll be able to see that. But the actual incident, too long ago.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what good can we find here then if you can only see 2 days?
If like a specific event happened in the past 2 days afterwards, like somebody potentially returning here that could have caused an issue or something
That's
like
fair.
that.
Or where did you find that box?
I found it in the entrance room, right? Or in the
Right.
office
and-
on the first floor.
Easy to see when you found it. Or was it tucked away?
It was easy if I found it. It didn't roll very well.
All right.
Fourth wall.
Fourth wall. All right. I'm going to take a look around. I'll keep an eye out.
All right.
Oh, and see if you can find a crowbar around here, Bard.
Absolutely.
It's like just a drawer full of crowbars. Like, where were you?
Yeah, it's not hard actually. You find there is a sort of general workbench on the first floor.
Oh, very good.
There is a crowbar, among other things.
I
Nice.
found the crowbar.
Well, we'll see if we can get this working then.
Yeah, I can't imagine I would be very good at it. My hands are fairly dainty. They're made for music. Just the fingertips, which quite calloused. The rest of me, soft, very soft.
All right. Well, here goes nothing. And I'll go ahead and cast Hydromancy again.
Oh
Right.
my god.
You throw the ritual out there. Yeah, as near as you can tell, the last 2 days until your arrival, this place has just been stone still. Nothing's happened. Not so much as an insect crawling around among the blood, which might strike you as a little funny.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really the only. That could also easily be a side effect of them being drawn to things that are more interesting, or of the magic that's immediately causing problems.
Okay. Well, I'll kind of poof back in. Absolutely fucking nothing. I feel like we've kind of spent this location unless there's something that we're fucking missing. I don't. I don't think we're gonna find anything else here. I mean, I kind of, just give this upper area like another like look, just see if there's something that we possibly could have missed. And then do the same at the lower.
No, yeah, nothing magical. Are you wanting to give
Oh.
him like a deduction check, like an investigation?
Yeah, we could do like an investigation's fine.
Yeah, give it a deduction roll. Unless there's a skill that you feel is more apt.
Well, like, no, not really, because like human perception doesn't make sense for that.
Yeah, that's much more like
Um,
emotional.
Yeah, and then like wilderness survival. I mean, that's obviously, not for this. So
Right. I mean, if there
work.
were tracks to find, like if you find tracks, wilderness survival will come in handy.
Mhm. Why don't we do? So I want to do two. Then why don't we do the deduction first to see if there's just like something hidden that we didn't find,
Sure.
and then maybe wilderness survival to see if there's like, like you said, like tracks that we are missing, something that possibly could have came up.
Sure.
Does that work?
Yeah, give me the deduction first.
All right.
While he's making those checks, you did get the crowbar, Cazamor. So
16.
Well, just only one thing to do.
you find nothing new with deduction.
Nothing new. Okay. And then wilderness survival. 16.
In the house, no. Just outside the house, yes, you do find something with that. But as you're sort of making your way out there, Cazamor cracks this box open.
What
with the
now,
crowbar.
you piece of filth?
Yeah.
So that's a 20 plus crowbar.
Yeah.
I'll toss the box from my pouch to Cazamor.
Just like whack it as it's coming down like a pinata.
As you're cracking the crowbar, you find it is filled with what appears to be like
CT.
letters of credit for various folk in town. Loans against their property, loans against their livestock, loans against stock in businesses, things along those. Probably. Who has
the most out of everybody? Who owed the most?
Tender? No, not the barkeep at all. The barkeep doesn't have any debts in there. You see, there's a sheep farmer named Anders who is in for a sum of 5,000 crown against every piece of property on his farm and 5 years of indentured servitude.
Something worth killing over.
I was thinking the same thing.
I think the new mayor might inherit these.
You also find one other parchment. It's not a loan as much as it is a contract of goods for services. The contract guarantees 1 barrel of vodka per week with a second barrel on every new moon in exchange for mitigation and management of the Necker infestation. And
Necker?
Yep. And with a potential bonus of up to 3 barrels for manual labor as the city needs. It is signed between the mayor and someone named Bove.
How'd you spell that?
Baub.
And we found our rock troll.
Bove signed with a very large, rickety X.
Wow.
Very cool. I'm disappointed on what's in this box.
Now, outside While you're saying, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm disappointed that there's just papers in this box, but I guess it's useful. So
That's fair. And while you're looking at that, you step outside, Caine, and you notice that in addition to the very obvious footprints of a rock troll,
Mhm.
there are two other sets of humanoid prints that appear to belong to. Your first thought is either children or halflings, based on the size, but then you realize that these are barefooted creatures that have only 4 toes. So some sort of bipedal, barefooted, 4-toed creatures. There's 2 sets that seem to be almost as if they're like encircling and following the rock troll.
I motion for Cazamor. Hi.
What do you find?
The rock troll, and then there's two different pairs of footprints here. Any creatures off the top of your head with merely 4 toes? They seem to follow, encircling the rock troll.
Can I do a Witcher knowledge check?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, let's do it. Boop. 10. I mean, like nat 10 plus 13.
Keep going.
So, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot about that.
Yep.
And a 4. So that is a 27.
27 with a crit. Beautiful. All right, so you're absolutely sure that these are a type of necker, but you're also aware that they are members of a specific tribe. So a lot of folk believe that neckers in general are just kind of mindless undead monsters who run around and feed on the flesh of the living and the recently deceased. It's not necessarily true. They actually are a subject of hot debate among witchers who care to debate such things, because they're a bit of a quandary. They have kind of a middle ground between being purely monstrous and being considered sentient creatures. They're short, they're ugly, bald. They tend to hide in holes and caves, but will live anywhere that they can make space to live. They'll hunt down anything made of meat that has a heartbeat and devour it from head to toe. And they do, however, tend to gather in tribal structures. In fact, some witchers have reported that you can actually occasionally, if you take out the chief of one of these groups, you can occasionally negotiate with whoever steps into that chief role and get them to swear off a territory or swear off a type of prey in a territory. At least one witcher from Kaer Morhen has written in their journals about doing that very thing.
Oh, I remember Vesemir used to talk about that.
And so it's possible that these are those, or a type of those. You also do know that they came from a rather wide array of backgrounds during the Grand Conjunction. And some of these tribes carry vastly different either cultural traits, and even a few have slight physical variations. non-standard numbers of toes being probably the most common.
Anything about this particular tribe that sticks out, or just that I know that they're probably all from a similar bloodline?
So you know they're probably all from a similar bloodline. You know that this tribe generally doesn't live this far south. The only place that you've heard of this tribe being encountered before are the islands to the north of the continent.
They're normally Neckers, normally from Skellige. Why are they doing this far inland? It doesn't make any sense. Traveling with the rock troll. What did that parchment have on it? Didn't it say that it was about dealing with Neckers?
It was for the service of basically wrangling them, of managing them, mitigating them.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. He has an entourage.
Troll. But why would he
Think.
come here and break into the house?
I
To
think
get
we need
his
to talk-
vodka.
Exactly.
That's
We
fair.
should probably talk to the bartender and hear whether or not there was any problems getting vodka. Perhaps the potato harvest was bad this year. Perhaps whoever this there's a sheep farmer. That doesn't make sense unless they're turning sheep into vodka. It's more
What-
your thing, not Mage.
Strange.
I'd be willing to go and speak with this rock troll, but I think that our time is at a premium. What say you, Caine?
Like we head back and see what we can find out from the bartender. Maybe get a nice rest.
Oh yes, in the morning we find out.
Excellent.
I'd rather approach them in the daytime too.
Beautiful. You
Perhaps smarter.
head back to the inn. Are you going to try to talk to the barkeep about this tonight?
If he's still up, we can ask him about it briefly.
Oh, sure. Yeah, he is up and about. But why don't we resolve that after we take a quick? Let's take like a 5 for
good.
biological technologicals.
Yeah.
5:10.
Yeah, 5:10. We'll be back here. It is now. I've got 3:30 Central, so we'll be back here at 3:40 Central. Or sooner. So we'll see you all then.
Sounds good.
Just a moment.
I have so many formulas.
Welcome back, everyone. We have returned from our break. We're all refreshed and ready to go, as are the rest of you. Well, actually not yet, because you were going to talk to the barkeep before you got some sleep. Is that, am I remembering that right?
I
Correct.
think so. Yeah, we were gonna.
They're gonna. I'm off to bed. I need
Right.
my beauty sleep.
You go crash out for
After
sure.
that fight, yeah.
So you walk up, and the barkeep absolutely is still very much present, very much working. What can I do for you, Master Witcher?
I'm gonna kind of pat him on the shoulder and go, "You've got this." And I'm gonna try to use my leadership ability to convince him that he can do this. Is that something that you'll allow me to
The
do?
power was within me the whole time.
Sure. Go ahead and make a.
You hand me a feather. Here you go, buddy.
You've got this. So 13, but it's a 1.
Okay.
Cool. So yeah, I'll do this the delicate way, holding the box of script, just like toss it on the counter. Found these. Thinking the shepherd might have had a hand in it. You're the new mayor by proxy, right? Or de facto?
I mean, I suppose. What are these? He picks them up
A
and
box
starts
of
looking.
credits. Apparently, the shepherd there had at least 5,000 crowns worth of debt, on top of 5 years of servitude.
So
Way
you,
over his head.
so you suspect that Anders summoned these drowners?
I'm not sure. Have you met the rock troll?
He sort of looks at you like, "Is I?" But it's not. Can. Come on then. Let's talk about this in back.
I assume the place was fairly empty this time of night anyway.
It's fairly empty. There's still a couple of people in there drinking.
I was there. Damn. Okay. Well, then
Yeah.
I would have been a bit quieter.
That's fine. He says, "Let's talk about this in back." And he takes you over to the stable. And he says,
Good. My horse can listen in. He's got my back.
"Are the two of you who are still up joining them in the stables, or are you at this point going
Yeah,
to
I
make
go
your way
with-
into bed?"
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm curious.
Okay, excellent. So the three of you get out into the stables. He says, I know about Bove. Bove is a good guy. He's not too bright, but he's fine."
Are the Neckers his pets?
No, not exactly.
But they're not hostile.
Well, as long as Bove keeps him straightened out, yeah. So about a year ago, Mayor was out on a hunting trip. Him and his party were set upon by this tribe of Neckers. They got his brother-in-law, they got the sheriff, and they were about to get the mayor when Bove stepped in, quite literally actually, on the chief of the tribe.
And now Bove is the chief.
Sort of. I don't know that Bove gets that, but
Probably not.
my understanding is from the mayor is that is what has happened.
Who provides the vodka? Is it you? Does he buy
Well-
from you or from someone else?
I provide all of the spirits in town.
Did Bove get his last drink?
I never miss one.
He showed up at the mayor's house a week ago. Punched the side of the building. Had some of his critters with him.
I don't know that I've ever seen Bove throw a punch. He
Who
doesn't.
delivers the spirits?
Oh well. Generally speaking, I give them to the mayor, and the mayor takes them. Now I haven't delivered them this week, but I also haven't heard from him. and I have not seen him about. I've kept my eye peeled. He'd be due to pick him up tomorrow.
There's a chance that both could have shown up after the bear was already dead, and the shipment was late because of it. He might be irritated.
That's possible. But I'm telling you, Master Witcher, you know these types of creatures more than I do, but that creature's got a heart of gold and the brains of shite.
Now, rock trolls are not usually the problem unless they go rabid. Something about this isn't right. Just can't put it together. Was there anything else you wanted to ask, Caine?
I think you've touched everything I could think of.
Well, it's all done.
Listen, if you prefer to go visit him, I know where they're staying. At least where they've been staying. I can give you directions to the cave that they've made into their little home.
Sure. It'd be good to know at least. I have no intention of hurting him.
Good, he's
Fighting
like
rock trolls.
he's like a wee little child, except, 10 feet tall.
More trouble than they're worth to fight.
I'd imagine. Let me draw you out a map. He goes back inside.
Yep, so just wait for that and then go to bed, I think, because
All right.
there's something that we're missing here. There's something that we're missing.
He gives you a map. You all rest. While you are resting, you may all gain your recovery. Is it REC?
Yep.
You gain that many hit points back.
Noise.
Plus any modifiers for medicine that was applied to your wounds.
Yeah, Era, you would gain the +2 to that.
Yeah.
Did there any morning rituals or activities that you wanted to engage in before you get?
Are there any shops around here? Do they have like a little market stall or something?
Well, you get up in the morning, you have some breakfast at the end, and step out into the street to go look. Are you going to gather the others to do so, or are you going to try and get out there on your own?
I'll wait till everybody's up and do it. Better chance of things being open.
Okay. So you're all kind of gathered in the inn, enjoying some breakfast. Spicy potatoes, fresh eggs. Good meal. The barkeep refuses to accept coin. But also, as he's laying out the breakfast, he says, "Now, Master Witcher, a thing occurs to me as I was going to bed last night regarding the nature of our agreement and the exchange of services. Now, strictly speaking, we hired you for an amount to perform a service which you've done admirably. This situation with the rock trolls, I don't have a bounty on him. So I just want to be clear that there's no expectation.
Fair. Well, if you think that you can handle it just fine if he comes back angry, I'm fine to let it go.
Well, I don't want to impugn your professionalism or your wisdom. All right, but I also don't want to place a contract on the boy.
Mm-hmm.
So, in addition to free room, board, provisions, and the like, what exactly is this investigation going to wind up costing me?
Vodka.
And a dagger.
Apparently a dagger for the bard.
Those I can do.
Consider it more a matter of curiosity than anything. But I'll take a drink.
I'll get you a spare keg and the one that Bove is owed.
I'll bring it to him for you, as a thank you for being above the board on everything. It's rare that a employer is as respectable as you've proven yourself to be.
Aye, it's just dwarven etiquette. Turns on his heel and walks away to get the other things. As you're buttoning up your meal, he brings you the stuff. You step out onto the street, and just as you get kind of into like the front lawn area and kind of look down, you spot a couple of shops. People kind of just set up. It's more tents on the street in front of their homes than it is any actual market.
Mm-hmm.
But you do see a couple of vendors on the street. You definitely notice the dwarven pair working a forge right by the side of the road.
Nice.
But beyond that, you hear and see the clopping of an approaching Redanian military wagon. And this wagon appears to not normally be like covered. It appears to be an open wagon, but there's a large rectangular box standing further upright than it is wide. Probably about 7 feet off the back of the wagon, that is covered by like a drop cloth basically. And a total of 6 Redanian soldiers riding into the town.
Heading into the town. Okay. I guess this is pretty unusual, right?
Yeah, and as far as you know, well, you've been cooped up, so you might not very well be aware of this. If the rest of you would like to make a what would that be? History isn't really current events, right? That's things that have not happened.
Their current events roll?
Yeah, let me see. Let's do streetwise. You can do either streetwise, education, or I will allow gambling as well if you are proficient with gambling. If you have level ranks in gambling, indicating
You
that
said
maybe
streetwise or gambling
streetwise, gambling, or education.
or education.
Let's
Those
see.
would all be base rolls for me.
That's fine. What's up, Elena?
I was just thinking out loud. So for my education, it'd be my D10 plus education, which is 3. Then that's plus intelligence, that's 8, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I don't have that. I have +8.
Okay.
So 18.
So 10 plus 8, so
Keep
18.
rolling that 10.
Yeah.
All right. Plus 6. So 24.
So all three of you are aware of the recent war in Upper Aedirn over who got to control Upper Aedirn. Obviously, in addition to that, Era, you're aware that the Redanians were absolutely present at the gathering at Loch Muin, and that the Redanians were working alongside the Nilfgaardians once they went, like when the mages got turned on, it was the Nilfgaardians and the Redanians that were like killing mages left and right. You're also aware that within Redania they already have established witch hunters that basically work to hunt down mages and destroy them if they're not sanctioned by the Redanian government. You also recognize that two of the people on this wagon are, in fact, wearing witch hunter armor. And Caine, with your additional success, you're also aware that Redanians coming from that direction, there's no other outpost or fort that you are aware of. They must be coming from either from Loch Muin or from a group that had broken off from the engagement at Loch Muin. And
That's not good.
you got a crit, so I'll give you this too. You recognize that particular arrangement on the wagon is used for prisoner transport.
All right. Is it, and it's fully covered? That, like the wagon?
It is fully covered, yes. The drop cloth that's over the top of it is then tied to the wagon top.
Okay.
Like to the walls of the wagon, basically. Like a regular covering would be if it was a covered wagon.
That's... How far away are they?
Right now, probably 150 feet, 200 feet.
150 feet.
They're moving at a leisurely pace. They're not like...
Okay.
You know, they're aware that they're in a town and they're, you know, moving at a gallop, what is it? Is it gallop when a horse? No, what do they call it when a horse is just walking? Just a walk. Yeah, stride. Yeah.
Okay. And we're still in the stable? Is that where we're at? Or are we out front?
You're like walking out front, like walking out into the front. So the way that the inn is set up is that the stables are kind of... The stables and the owner's living space stick out, and then there's an open kind of almost courtyard. And then, then there's the road. So you're kind of walking up to the road at this point.
Okay.
And they are, just for ease of reference, I keep forgetting that the system uses meters, so forgive my falling back into, you know, archaic. They're probably right now about 40 meters away.
Okay.
Might not be the best to go into town then.
I'm gonna cast Disguise.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Absolutely.
So, at 10 plus 8. Ooh. Nat 10.
Keep it
Nat
rolling.
10.
Nat 10.
I'm gonna be so...
Ooh, are you gonna turn into Geralt? It
so
was Yennefer
close.
all along.
Exactly. So who would you like to turn into?
Just somebody completely inconspicuous, like somebody that would be completely overlooked by society normally. just
Just a peasant man, peasant
Yeah.
woman.
like a peasant woman. Just
Okay.
because I just don't want to be found out.
Give me just half a second here to fix this up.
Feels like a waste, but it's my choice. Because I'm not brave. I'm secretive according to my roles. So I'm gonna act my role.
Was that on your disguise spellcasting?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You can look like whoever the fuck you want.
I am a horse.
Anyone. You're a horse.
No, I don't want to look like anyone. Unless like if I did look like somebody that could boss them around, but that's not me. So I'm just gonna be invisible. Does that work like that? I can be invisible.
I don't think you can turn invisible with that spell.
Well, no, invisible to them. Basically, like how people avoid looking at unfortunate things.
Oh, I mean, if you want to look like a beggar, you can certainly do that.
Yeah, I'm a beggar then. Toss a coin to your witch.
All right. You do so. Anyone else doing anything to prepare as they're making their way up?
You know, I think it's just time to go at this point. So we should probably continue to head north.
Yeah.
Well,
blue skidoo we can too.
We've got to drop this barrel off with that thirsty troll.
What kind of spell is that?
A powerful one.
Blue skidoo. It sounds like nonsense to me.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, I'm ready just to bail. There are witch hunters. Nah, I'm good.
All right, you start stepping out. I would like each of you, if you don't mind, to go ahead and just give me a deduction. I would also go for just a basic human perception.
Deduction it is. 14.
14.
We deduce at a 14. We deduce at a high school level. It's good.
Yeah, it's fine.
Excellent. You're able to hear a couple things. One, well, you can tell that the Redanians are definitely tired and a little bit on the cranky side. But also, you can hear sort of some muffled complaining emanating from the cage. And more to the point, you recognize the voice, Cazamor. You will let me out of this cage. If you do not, I swear, I will hunt you. I will hunt everyone who looks like you. I will feed your grandchildren your bones. You're making a mistake. I'm no witch.
Okay, I have to go check this out. This is too interesting. Who is this witch?
That's Hala.
Holla.
Did you ever stay out of a cage?
You say that as you're walking up to them?
Yeah.
Two of the soldiers step forward and say, pardon me, sir, you can't just speak to a prisoner in custody. And she says,
like I just did, but all right.
Oh, glorious, Cazamor of Lyria has come to my rescue. I am most certainly not going to rot to death in this cage because my courageous and brave, cowardly swine savior is here.
I missed you as well. She's not a witch. If that's why you're holding her and not for something like indecency or lascivious conduct, you should be able to let her go.
If you think that flirting and making compliment is going to get you out of the doghouse, mister. She was witnessed engaging in very witch-like behavior. So how close are you getting, by the way? Because we are now on the combat map. Just FYI.
Oh, fair enough. I'll glance over at that. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, so there are that many of them?
Yep.
That is quite a few of them. So they're the ones in that building over there, eh?
Yeah, imagine this building as more of like there's a building on either side. Those are the fronts of the buildings. We're just making do with the map we had on hand quickly.
Fair. So probably about like 3 or 4 meters away.
Okay.
Enough that there's a good 10 to 15 feet between us.
That's
So
fair.
3 to 5 meters away. Just enough that it's like, what type of witchcraft was she conducting? Dancing naked beneath the moonlight? I've done that on occasion with enough vodka in me.
Well, quite frankly, and he looks down, and you can very clearly see that he is giving a look at your necklace. She was aiding and abetting a member of your house. Perhaps we should take you into custody as well. You see, the White Wolf, your butcher of Blaviken, caused quite a ruckus up the river.
He's not my White Wolf. I don't have his dog tags.
Caught her aiding his escape along with the extremely wanted, dead or alive, Triss Marigold.
Well, I'm sure that it was a simple misunderstanding. Perhaps the trauma of the situation deceived you.
Oh no, they
Perhaps.
understood fine. I was helping Geralt escape.
How much?
How much what? Are you trying to bribe Redanian witch hunters, sir?
No, I'm trying to offer a charitable donation to your organization to clear up this issue. She's not a witch. She's just a bitch. I know that they often seem connected. But I assure you, in my honor as someone who wishes that Geralt of Rivia had slipped and fallen on a spike as well, she's no threat.
You must understand, good sir. We are expected back at the camp. We need to have some sort of token of our success. So if you wish to trade for this one, trade can be arranged, and number one looks at number two and sort of chuckles and points at your neck. If you want to hand that over.
While that conversation's going on, I'm slipping back into the tavern.
Okay.
And there's very much a reason for this. Is there a back entrance that I can go out
to the tavern?
Yeah.
No, doesn't appear to be.
Okay. I'm gonna go out and around the stable. Like I'm gonna
is that's fine.
like,
yeah, they're not
like
paying attention to like you three back there. They have not even noticed yet.
Okay.
So if you want to move around back there, you're free to do so.
Yeah, I'm gonna. So what I'm doing is
you should be able to move your tokens, by the way.
Yeah, I'm just kind of going out here and just going this way around the back and just kind of making my way along here, and like I'll kind of stop at the edge of the building and kind of look and maybe try to utilize like the trees here to kind of move my way this way. kind of utilizing the cover that is naturally there
Oh, sure.
to like make it to where they don't know that I'm making my way around them.
Make a stealth check.
All right, I have prepared that.
I'm
So
just
19.
Okay. Yeah, you're probably you're probably just fine, but
Yeah, just kind of. All right, let me just. I kind of, as long as I'm good to get to this point, I'll stop there.
You won't take anything else. I've got a whole host of drowner tongues from the drowners that you slaughtered to save this village.
number two, or as number one is starting to say, well, your sword might, and number two says, hang on. How many drowners?
There were 9, 2 of which you killed beyond recognition. You burned the bodies to make sure that they wouldn't come back. There's a big pile of them just down there by the water.
Fine, she's not with the paperwork.
She's really not.
He walks over and starts to undo the thing. While that's happening, Era, Michelle, are you doing anything?
No, I'm just kind of standing there posted up listening. Because if he was gonna take that, if he was gonna force taking his necklace, I was gonna pick that thing right back off of him. Or at least try.
I would like you to roll persuasion for me, please, Cazamor. Because as he's turning around, we're going to see just how effective. We're going to see whether or not he actually agrees.
Okay.
And this will go against his
Okay.
human perception.
Hold on.
Oh, no, it'll be resist coercion, actually.
Resist coercion? Let me
Oh, no,
see.
you'll roll persuasion. He'll roll resist coercion.
Okay, persuasion. Okay. All right. So that's an 8. That's not even a base 10. All right.
Okay.
I don't know if there's a bonus for like being able to slap down like 7 drowner tongues.
That allows you to make the roll.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they don't want to do this, so. Okay, so he turns like he's going to signal the men to undo the cages. I'll let all of you have an awareness roll, please. Awareness? No. Awareness or human perception.
Awareness,
Okay.
God, please.
Either one. Fine.
Oh, God. Damn it, Caine. That's so good, both of us. It's so good. We both got really high. We have really high bases, people who are watching, and we both rolled 1. And then Michelle rolls a...
Followed by a 1, so that's good.
Oh, God. Oh, God, this is going to be interesting.
All right, Michelle and Era, you both notice that the stance, the way they're standing, the signal he's giving as he's turning around, the whole 9, they're about to like jump Cazamor. And Michelle, I will give you a free action before combat starts.
Oh man. What? Oh, Bard, what would I do, knowing that they're about to jump him?
Place a bet.
Oh no. No, I'm just
yell loudly. Ambush.
no, I'm So Era is, can they see Era from their vantage point?
Yes, but Era is currently like a old crone, like all, you know.
Okay. I'm gonna like whisper to her. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna tell her to start a fire. Start the fire now, out of sight. And I'm gonna run out and I'm gonna be like, fire, fire, and I'm gonna try and get their attention.
Give me a performance
Off of-
check, please.
Okay.
So
I'll
anyway,
run
I
out here
started
screaming.
blasting.
And you go ahead and roll a spellcasting check. Are you trying to be like
Discreet, yes.
discreet? All right, so it's going to be spellcasting you're going to be at -4 to your check.
No, why?
Because you're trying to be discreet.
-4. I feel like that's excessive.
Alright.
So
We believe in you.
spellcasting. Oh my God. Where is it?
Got this. It's under.
Oh yeah, you got this. Yeah, you wiggle your fingers and the stable catches on fire.
Gods.
You look over and see Cazamor's horse going.
Wait, how did the horse go?
Thought of that.
I set the horse free, I guess.
All right, you run over. Your action once initiative starts will be to set the horse free. The fire. You start shouting fire, and the guards shout, "Damn it!" And it becomes clear at that moment that they are drawing weapons and whatnot. So we will go into normal rounds, but keeping in mind that the guards are in fact going to, unless they are interrupted, they're going to try to actually attend the
Fucker's always
fire,
gonna
or at
try
least
to,
some
like,
of them are going to
skate
try to
uphill.
attend the fire. So it's D10 plus reflex for everyone.
D10 plus
D10
reflex.
plus. Could have been better. Oh wait, actually it is better. My reflex is 11, so it's 15.
Ooh, Caine.
15. So do I roll again?
Yep, keep it going. That's a crit.
Yeah,
Keep
you
it
do.
going.
22.
Damn.
Oh boy.
All right. So Caine's
Yeah,
going on
Caine's
at
way up
22.
Uh-huh.
Cazamor, what you got?
I got a 15 as well.
Era?
I got 18. Is that it? Hang on. No, 6 plus 9, 15.
15.
16.
And Michelle, you
15.
got a.
I can't math.
An 11.
It's okay. We're creative people. We don't have to math.
Yeah, we get to not math.
That's what nerds are for.
I replaced all my math knowledge with Disney song lyrics.
That's a fair trade, really. Like, and that's how you
I
go from
can
0 to
show
hero,
you
just
the
like
world.
that.
Okay. First action goes to Caine. You see the Redanian soldiers all drawing their weapons and starting to move forward.
Right. I'm going to kind of move up a little bit. And then this one here, what is that? 5. I'm gonna pop my boiling blood on him.
Okay.
And try to enrage him against his own group.
And that goes, is it will resist magic? Is that right?
Let me check. Hold on. Let me get there. Let's see. I believe. Let's see. Yeah.
All right, excellent.
And it's just their will. Yeah, it's just their will, basically.
Right, yeah. So they get, so if they have resist magic as a skill, they get to add that to it.
It doesn't say that. It just says creatures will. by
Right. Generally
3.
generally speaking. Oh, it's their will times 3 is the DC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's their defense.
Yep,
basically.
so in that case, then yeah, it's go ahead and give a roll. It's 12.
It would be my spell casting.
Right.
So okay, cool. So this is gonna be interesting. Let's see what happens here. Because the base is higher than that. So that's yeah,
All right.
15 plus 9.
So Soldier 5 is going to definitely attack his buddies.
All right.
We'll add a little status icon to him. He's gonna get sunglasses today because he's cool. Because he's one of the good guys.
Cool.
For the rest of this fight.
I'm going
Nice.
to what was it to do the second action?
Spend 3 stamina. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna cast it on number 6 as well. So 5 is gonna be enraged towards 3, and
Right.
then if 6 fails, he'll be enraged towards 4.
All right. And does that exceed your vigor?
I don't think so.
So if it does, it's just a 1-for-1 hit point cost.
Hang on just 1 second. Okay. So our vigor from before has worn off. So it does.
So
However,
anything
but it's
that
not that big of
goes-
a deal.
Yeah, anything that goes above it, I think, is a 1-for-1. Let me just double check that while you roll.
that's
Don't
fine.
botch, basically, and then you'll get it.
Why would you say that?
Because really, I want you to botch. That's an old GM trick. If I say don't botch, it means botch.
Yeah, I didn't. So take it.
All right.
Take your old DM trick.
So yeah, you managed to get it through, and I'm just give me the basic magic rules about going over your vigor. I think it's 1-for-1.
I believe so. Well, I actually no, it doesn't because I have that +1 focus. So
So if you get the 1, yeah, if you go beyond that total, it's 1-for-1 hit points.
okay.
All right, cool. So 5 is targeting 3, 6 is targeting 4.
Yep.
All right, we'll give them a nifty little status icon too.
And-
Arrow, what would you like to? Oh, you got more?
Well, it lasts. I have to do their rounds for each too.
Okay.
So first one. So it lasts for 10 rounds. So I'll roll again on that one.
Damn, you're rolling
So-
good today.
So his is gonna last for 15 rounds. And then the second one is gonna last for 5 rounds.
Okay. We got 15 and 5.
Yep. So 5 soldier 5 will last for 15, soldier 6 will last for 5.
Arrow, what would you like to do?
Well, I was gonna free the horse, right?
Okay. That's gonna be your action. Are you taking any other bonus actions, anything like that?
How do bonus actions work in
You
Witcher?
spend stamina for him. And I just need you to make a is it dex or reflex and riding check?
What is it?
Riding? Your horse?
Riding?
Riding.
I'm not gonna ride the horse. Though.
I know,
You
but you're gonna try to get a horse out of a burning barn without freaking it out.
Oh, I feel like you're finding loopholes. It's Dex, right? Or
I believe so.
Yeah.
Let me triple check that that's what it's attached to. While I'm looking that up.
luck?
Riding is under reflex.
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 Nice. The reflex.
And you can spend luck to increase your die roll result. Until you run out of luck.
How do you spend luck? I have 9 points of luck.
Holy crap.
You can spend it on a 1-for-1 basis to increase a die roll result until you run out of luck.
Oh, so it increases by 1 or by 1 die roll?
By 1.
Okay. Oh, if I roll badly, maybe I'll do that.
Can you have to do that before you roll, or can it be after?
I think you can do it after your roll. I think you can even do it after the roll is declared.
Okay.
Okay, that's good to know.
I'll look
And
that
does
up, and
that
if I'm
come-
wrong, sorry, but that's the
I'll
rule
look
I'm
it
gonna
up.
make
You're
for this
running the
combat.
game.
Yeah.
You
It's
Is it
18.
replenished
That's
on
pretty good
recovery?
still.
Yeah, that's more than fine. You get the horse out safely. If you wanted to take an extra action, you could spend 3 stamina to do so.
If I could discreetly set one of the I'm too far away from them to set them on fire discreetly. So that's my turn.
Excellent. That will bring us then to Cazamor.
They're drawing their swords.
Yes.
There it is.
Really? Is this what we want to do today? Die?
Go ahead and make a intimidation, I suppose.
I can use Witcher training instead of intimidation, according to.
There's a
which
lot
is
of
the
skills
one-
you can use Witcher training for.
It's so good. Well, there's one. What the hell? There's one thing I don't have to use empathy. I
Right.
can use intelligence. I think.
It's whatever the base skill of Witcher training is. So,
Oh,
yeah.
hell yes. Plus what's my Witcher training plus my just double checking. Witcher training. Yep. Bam. 20.
Nice. Yeah. So the two of them that are up front say, "We got to get this fire out. We'll sort this later."
Nice. I'll be prepared if they come and attack, I guess. But I think that's all I can do, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, unless you want to spend stamina, yeah.
Are they going to move away?
It's
or-
very clear to like they are stepping like around you and like sheathing their swords again as they're like, "We got to get this fire out."
Okay, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna walk up to grab Hala.
Okay.
And if any of the other guards come at me, I'm gonna ard them.
Awesome. So yeah, Soldier 4 does turn his back on Soldier 6 because he doesn't realize that Soldier 6 is going to then stab him in it. So if you want to hit him with an Ard, you're welcome to do so.
Let's do that. Let's
Please tell me how the Ard works in the Witcher tabletop
Yeah, that's
game
a-
because we have never done this before.
So he's gonna be like woo or like Wu Tang or whatever hand symbol he has to make.
Wu-Tang!
He's just
Sultan!
like West Side. Right?
Sultan! Sultan!
Hagebujin no Jitsu. Yeah, he starts throwing some Naruto hand signs here. And that is sorry, I'm flipping around this book a lot.
I think all your signs are at the end of the Witcher chapter. if I'm
They're
not
in the
mistaken.
spell casting chapter actually,
Are they?
but there's only like one page of them there.
Right, because
So
they're
it's-
they're relatively
They're real basic.
succinct.
Did I tag them? Is this what this tab is? Are you that smart? Nope.
You're
that's a
doing
shield.
Ard? Okay.
Yeah.
So I've got Ard for you.
All right, sweet. How's
Yeah.
it work?
So your stamina cost, it says variable, so you'll have to look that part up, and it's actually on page 114 if that helps you.
Oh, that's why I couldn't find it behind where I was.
So it shoots a wave of telekinetic force, staggering creatures with a 10% chance of those affected being knocked prone. The percentage rises by 10% for each point of stamina spent.
Now-
Your range is a 2-meter cone.
Sounds good. Now, what happens if you spend more than your vigor? Do you just take stamina drain, or
Yes. No, you lose hit points on a 1-for-1 basis.
okay?
Now, is
so-
your Witcher symbol, is that a focus for you?
Yeah, I believe so.
If it has a number next to it, it boosts that.
That is in the Witcher chapter.
Not to add more
Witcher
variables.
gear,
To this.
That should be written down in the gear, like when you have that gear on your sheet. If it said focus, it should say that on your sheet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't think it does that.
For you, Travis, the defense on it is either dodge or a magical shield of some sort.
Well, they don't have a magical shield, and
Okay.
he's not going to dodge. Why would he dodge Ard? Why would he dodge Ard? This is a Witcher game. He's using it on a move.
Right.
Cool. You know what? I am. It doesn't look like it is. So what I will do is I'll make my spellcasting roll, and that is gonna be spellcasting is a will. So I'm a base 13 on this.
Excellent.
So he's a 10% chance. So he gets staggered no matter what, and has a 10% chance of falling on his ass.
Excellent.
So I'm gonna spend. Is it a one? It's a 1-for-1 if I go over.
Yep.
You know what? I'm gonna make him regret this. I'm gonna spend 10 stamina, which is gonna cost me 8 hit points.
Okay.
And I'm gonna give him a 100% chance of falling on his ass.
Excellent.
And I roll a 17. So just
Yeah. So you blow him back. You blow him back directly onto the drawn sword of his companion who's enraged at him, who you see like drive it through his chest and like twist and like scream and like pull it out of his side.
I didn't do that. Come on.
That's the second most alarming thing you notice. As the art is released with such great force that it blows the tarp off of the top of the chamber, blows the door to the cage open that they've got Hala in, and you look at her, and her eyes are slit like cats. Her skin is just riddled with like black veins and shit, and she's like convulsing basically.
What the fuck?
She's, sorry, love, didn't mean for you to see me this way, and like falls basically out of the open door.
Okay.
You also note, give me a deduction roll.
Yeah, please. Let's do that. Deduction. Okay. 19.
Okay. You notice she's not wearing her normal set of clothing. She's wearing armor that looks very much like it's constructed, cut for a man. She's got her hair done in a certain fashion where the it's down and she's got the top pulled back in a knot. She's wearing a wolf necklace and has on a pair of empty sheaths on her back.
That's how you did it. Okay, cool. I don't have this much time to talk. So, so yeah, I'll just kind of look at this and fuck. I have time to say that.
You do have time to say fuck.
I do have time to say fuck. I'll be ready for whatever is coming, I guess.
Beautiful. All right, so we get into our soldier friends. Soldier 6, who has now killed Soldier 4. What happens when the subject of his ire is destroyed?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, he's enraged, so what happens if the target of his rage dies? Does it clarify that?
I think it doesn't clarify because it's still enraged for that amount
14
of
more rounds.
yeah.
That one's only 5 more rounds.
Yeah. So 5 rounds. So I
we're
would
just gonna
think it would
assume
just move.
It goes to his next buddy, yeah.
Yeah. So like the number 3, because since that's closest.
Yep, so he drops his buddy, runs down, and moves up. Well, actually, because there's a wagon between them.
It would be 2.
So he's running up to 2. 2 definitely sees this coming. 5, however, runs up and stabs 3 in the back. 3 was not ready for that. He drops like a bad. Well, let's see. Let's be fair. Let's give him a fighting shot, shall we?
Any man with 2 arms deserves a fighting chance.
Let's give him.
So you just
What ties to swordmanship? Is that reflex?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So catches him in the back. Does not crit. Or does it? Actually, it's just, yeah, it will. And so that'll be 2d6 plus 2. So he hits him for 12. Which does get through his armor. And does beat it by 7, so that's on the base critical chart.
When in doubt, make others do your fighting for you.
The nifty party trick.
Right. Oh, may or may not have done that a couple of times.
Cracks his ribs. So again, we have a center mass hit. Like you see, Cazamor,
Excuse me.
from your vantage point, as you're, I'm assuming, bending down to help Hala to her feet. You see like one of Redanian Soldier's 3's ribs like compound fracture out their side as iron sword is driven into their back by Soldier 5.
Yeah. That's
Soldier
well, shit.
2 turns around and says, release them from the spell, and like steps toward you, but only one step because he's still scared of you.
Wasn't me.
And then he looks over kind of in terror and shock as Soldier 1 says, well, it's not going to be any good if everyone burns to death, and starts running this way. And he yells at Michelle, start a bucket brigade! And Michelle, what would you like to do?
I'll help put out the fire, since I'm the one who essentially started it. I don't want to burn down the Barkeep's establishment, and I don't currently have a dagger, so there's not much I can do. So I will probably use my action and then spend some stamina, 3 points of stamina, to take an additional action to try and get as much water put on the stables as possible.
All right, so if you're just basically going to run over to the well and pull the bucket up, what's your speed?
6.
So you can cover 6 squares. No, 3 squares normally.
Correct. Where's the well? Oh, I see it right here.
If you just straight run, you can cover 6 squares. And
Okay.
then, right? Or is it triple?
Running is triple.
Running is
Yeah.
triple, so you can cover 9 squares. So if you spend the 3 stamina, you can get to the well and pull the bucket up.
Okay, perfect. That's what I will do.
Hala coughs up a handful of blood and like touches your face and says, Geralt and Triss were pinned down. They used me as distraction so they could get away. I volunteered. Don't look at me like that.
Can you move?
My lips, quite well. Legs, not so much.
Don't vomit on me. And then when it's my turn, I'm gonna fireman her.
All right, very good. The barmaid comes running out. Oh, Lord, it's a flame! The barkeep comes running out. Stupid Redanians catching my bar on fire! A bunch of horsens! The townsfolk all also start rushing forward to evacuate, mostly. And that brings us to round 2 of combat. Caine, what would you like to do?
I turn into a horse, obviously.
Successful.
Successful. Very successful. Damn it. I'll move up a little more. And let's see what the fuck can I do here? I'm gonna kind of hold an action. Actually, can I do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna knock an arrow,
All right.
and I believe no, he's not even in fucking line of sight. Damn it. So I'm gonna move to here, which would I would guess would put him in line of sight, right?
Which one?
Number 5.
Sure.
Okay. So I'm gonna knock an arrow for now. And I'm just gonna kind of hold it and wait. I'm just gonna wait for now to see what happens. Like, see if something knocks him out of the boiling blood, and if it does, I'm just gonna kind of let it go.
Right. Era, it is your action. You have the horse and you have control of the horse. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna get the horse out of harm's way by, I don't know, moving over here ish.
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5. And I kind of wanted to, I don't know if it works like this, but I was kind of wanting to hex one of the, because I have like hex of shadows, so one of the people is gonna get paranoid that something is following him and watching him. I don't know if that's gonna even do anything, because I don't want to give away that I'm a mage. And yeah, just staying out of trouble.
All right. Cazamor.
So with this, grab her, shoulder toss, start to turn to walk her out, look back, see the dead soldier on the ground, walk over and grab his sword because waste not, want not, and she's unarmed. So when she gets out of this, she's gonna need a sword. And I'm not giving her one of them.
As soon as you crouch to grab that sword, you hear "oh" and just feel this warmth run down your back.
There, let it all out, and I'll start stomping toward it, like just out, just.
All right.
Oh, she's coming too. Come on.
Gross.
He says, "Thanks."
Mm-hmm.
Soldier 6 and Soldier 2 are now engaged in basically face-to-face duel at this point.
Do I have to do a stun save?
You probably should. Thanks for reminding me and being a good steward. This time, Soldier 2 is aware of it and can defend. But fails to do so. He is hit. But not a critical 7, actually. He drops. He is not any longer of this earth. He has joined the choir invisible. He's an ex-Redanian soldier. Redanian soldier 5 also going to take a swing at his buddy. Keep rolling her.
But that means I'm stunned. Do I have to keep rolling on my stun?
Oh, is it just like a straight?
Yeah, it's just a D10.
But you want to get above a 9, right? Or you want to get below a 9?
My stun is 9, right? So I have to get below 9.
Oh, yeah, so you're stunned.
Yeah.
As soon as you get over there, you're stunned. You're like freaked out. Swing and a hit. He's going to try to dodge. Not with a D12, though, because that's not used in this system. He ducks out of the way as they're dancing back and forth. Iranian Soldier 1 continues running up. Try to get the bucket brigade going. Michelle.
I will use my full action to run. Well, how far can I get? Because there's no brigade yet. There's no chain going here.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm right here starting, so...
Do you want to try to organize these people while you're running? I'll let you do that without having to spend
sure.
stamina because I'm nice. Go ahead and make a leadership check.
Leadership. That's not enough, but can't hurt. So let's see. That's 19.
Excellent. You actually get them like into like well-oiled machine territory. You're shouting commands at people. Everybody that is going to be working as the bucket brigade, if they're required to make any rolls, I'll give them a +4 bonus, and we'll add 2 to everyone's speed and 6 to their run as we're coordinating this stuff. Just because you're so efficient at telling everybody where to go and what to do.
That's good, because I technically am responsible.
All right. Did I miss anything pertinent?
The Redanian soldiers are basically now dueling more than anything else, except for the one who is now part of the bucket. And you can see from where you're at clearly that that Era's just standing there like in stunned shock with the horse, like looking around like nervously, like she doesn't know what to do.
Like I didn't do this.
Okay. Is it my turn? Or
No.
is it?
It's Howell's turn.
Okay. Excuse me.
Hala says, if the spell wore off, just said swallow, and then passes out on your back.
Okay. I will carry her over to my horse as soon as I can find it.
Oh, you see it, because you see Era, like, standing next to it, like, looking around and, very out of it.
Ransom!
He breaks your grip, Era, and starts running over.
And I will throw her over and feed her a swallow as soon as Ransom shows up, which is my horse.
All right.
Because he cost a lot.
Nice. The barmaid, the barkeep, and the townsfolk are now basically falling into place to make a solid bucket brigade. Most of them are just dutifully carrying out their assignments. The barkeep is screaming, "Redanian scum!" Basically, over and over again. "The pack of whoresons lit my bar on fire! Once this thing's out, you better leave town. I'm the Lord Mayor, you know." And that brings us back around to Caine.
Okay. So 5 and 3 are still going at it.
Correct.
All right. There's probably not a way for me to directly aim for 3, right?
In terms of what?
Just hitting him with the arrow.
Yeah, they're not like impeding. Like you can shoot.
So that okay. So yeah, I could still
Botch.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. That's What the hell? Oh, there's my sheet. I was like, where the hell did my sheet go? All right. So it's going to be archery. Eight plus 14. So yeah, 22.
That will absolutely hit him right in his stupid face, and
Right in his stupid face.
is a crit. Let me see. He doesn't have any defense. His defense would be. Oh, you know what? We've been doing. I realized this last week. We've been doing ranged attacks a little off, particularly ranged weapon attacks. If they don't use a defense, there is a just a straight standard DC for it.
Oh, okay.
You hit him, obviously, for sure.
Do you want me to go ahead and roll damage?
Yeah, I just need to check and see if it critted or any of that good fun
okay.
stuff. It will at least do its regular damage.
Yeah, so it's 13 points of damage.
Okay, so what's the listed range of the weapon?
The range of the weapon is, let me scroll back up, 100.
Okay. So you are currently... Yeah, because the way the ranged attacks actually work, for everyone's future edification, is you have to determine the range to the target. Then there's a fraction of that range determines the DC. So if it's 100, if you're at close range, so 25 or less, your target number is 15. Your modifier is +0. The target will be +2 because he is actively dodging in a combat, like at all. He's moving. He's not just standing still waiting to get shot. Mm-hmm. So that would be a 17. You got an 18, so that is a hit. No threat of crit. You'll do your standard damage, sans his armor, which is enough at this point to drop him like a bad habit.
Okay.
He catches an arrow through the eye and falls over dead.
All right. And that would make, what, 5 no longer go after him?
Right, so 5 and 6 are going to be trying to rush up to 1 because the rest of them are all dead.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Era, give me that save.
Again?
Yeah, every round that you're stunned, you save until you're not stunned anymore.
Oh. Okay, I'm not stunned anymore.
You pull out of it as the horse is like you see the horse running across and Cazamor stepping up to meet the horse. But that's pretty much it for you. Cazamor, you step up, you catch the horse, throw hollow over its back.
Yep.
And when you pour that swallow down her throat, I need everyone on the map to roll resist magic.
Oh, balls. Cool.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Shit.
Oh, damn, 19.
I just want to see how this goes. Any of you beat a 28 on your resist magic?
28?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Twice. God, 28. Wow. No, not even close.
Mm-mm.
All right. There's a bright.
Shit. I need to roll that, don't I?
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sure do.
My bad.
Sure do.
I did not hear that. I was like, wait, what?
Cazamor, you see her eyes open as the veins disappear from her face, and
No, I definitely do not.
oh no, you don't. Her eyes open, her mouth opens, and you just see like white light pour out, like she's fucking Lopan in Big Trouble in Little China. And that's the last thing you see. Give me a magic knowledge check, like a what is it, mage knowledge, your core mage skill, magic training. Thank you. Skill check, if you don't mind, Era.
So that's a 10 plus my magic training.
Yep, and plus your end.
Woo!
Keep it going.
Not 20. Okay.
You recognize this spell. It's a spell that was actually devised by Yennefer Vengerberg. That's designed to fully heal the target while causing unconsciousness in everyone in the target's vicinity. You figure someone must have cast this on her to be triggered in some fashion, and that's the last thing you think just before losing consciousness. The rest of you see this white light flash, and then you're unconscious, and that's where we'll resume game next week.
Excellent.
Nice. Good stuff, man.
Any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns about this week's session?
No.
That was
No,
excellent.
good.
That was great.
Awesome, man. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and do our outros real quick. Give everybody a chance to talk about what they've got going real quick. So starting with our lovely lady mage, Era, please tell us who you are, what you do, who you're playing, your pronouns, their pronouns, and anything you would like to promote.
Hi guys, I'm Milena, she, her. I'm playing Era, the mage, also she, her. In real life, I'm a artist, illustrator, comic book artist from Chicagoland area. And yeah, I'm not working on anything that I can talk about right now, but I have a couple of friends that have comics coming out. So you should pre-order Dead Legends. I am a colorist assistant on that. It's out on previews right now. For the new Dead Legends comic, and I was very useless this time around, and the box really defeated all of us. So good game, everybody.
You were quite useful, because if you wouldn't have started that fire, that whole shit would have gone very differently.
That's true. But it was Michelle's idea. So I was just like, yeah, sure, fire. Why not?
That was a brilliant
fantastic.
idea. And speaking of Michelle, please give us your pertinent details, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. My name is Zack Goings, co-creator and creative director at Stoneworks Gaming. Pronouns are he, him, as well as Michelle, the Bards, who I play. You can find us at Stoneworks Gaming pretty much everywhere on all social medias except Twitter, which is Stoneworks G. And I've got nothing to plug of my own at the moment. We're still in the process of working on some stuff to get ready to launch. But our good friends over at Bite Size Gaming, who are frequent collaborators, have Den of Assassins Kickstarter up right now, which looks pretty cool. So I would recommend going to check that out.
Excellent. So Den of Assassins on Kickstarter. Give it a look. Next up, that brings us to Caine of Korvir. Please give us your pertinence.
All right. I am Matches Malone. I play Caine of Korvir. Both of our pronouns are he, him, and you can find me on Twitter, double O that guy, but also here on Twitch, twitch.tv/MatchesXMalone. Don't currently have any direct projects, but hopefully 2022 is a revival for a little project that I have called Second Wind Games. So we'll see what happens with that.
Excellent. Keep your eyes out for that, and make sure you're following all of the assembled on Twitter, but definitely also Cazamor of Lyria at dorktales on dork_tales on Twitter. Please give us your pertinence and tell us what you got cooking.
Sounds good. Hey, everybody. I'm Kelly Clark. I'm the host and lead GM over at twitch.tv/dorktales and youtube.com/dorktales. You can also find us pretty much anywhere the podcasts are broadcast or sold, if that's a thing. I'm a writer and performer in the Pacific Northwest, and I stream way too many role-playing games and work on way too many podcasts. So, if you like that kind of thing, come check me out. I'm pretty easy to find, and you can always just search Dorktales. It's either me or a French webcomic, because apparently that's a thing that we didn't know when we named the channel. But really excited. I use he and him, and so does Cazamor when he is using full sentences.
Right, and I look forward to seeing how he and Hala, who uses she, her, interact in this next session. It should be a hoot, a load of fun. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm Travis Legg, he, him. I'm the person who runs this shit show, and I'm not running this shit show. I run other shit shows on this channel and over at twitch.tv/The Onyx Path. The next time you will see me is Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern. I'll be here running Scarred Lands: A Family Affair. Last week, the party fell out of the sky in the deepest sky, the elemental plane of air, and got into a fight with some djinn that doesn't look like they might make it out of. So make sure you don't miss next episode, because it might be the last one. I'm fine. They'll be fine. They'll make it, probably. I do want to make mention, because I am the Scarred Lands line developer, that the collected edition of Vigil Watch for Scarred Lands came out at Drive-Thru-RPG in POD and PDF yesterday. So head over to Drive-Thru-RPG, look for Vigil Watch. If you're into 5e at all, pick that up. And of course, I want to thank our Talsorian Games for helping us out with getting this together. Make sure you tune in next week, because next week next week will be the giveaway for the PDF of The Witcher. We'll do that in chat, and don't forget to follow all these wonderful people and check out all the beautiful things that they're doing. Until then, if you haven't gotten stuck yet and your doctor says you can, go get your vaccine. Take care of yourselves and each other, as Jerry Springer used to say. And we'll see you again real soon. Bye.